How's it going, folks? Welcome to another Movie Hooker YouTube video review. Yes, today I want to talk about and I want to give a little review of TIMO TJAHJANTO's new action movie, which is called The Shadow Strays, and it is available to stream on Netflix. So I've been really looking forward to it. If you follow Movie Hooker, then you'll know I've been really looking forward to it. I am a huge fan of the director, TIMO TJAHJANTO. I don't know if that's how you pronounce his name, but I am a big fan. And when I heard he was going to be giving us like a new action movie, I knew that this was just going to be like, it's going to blow everything else out of the water. And so in order for me to sort of talk about The Shadow Strays and how much it means to me, and I'm going to have to go back in time to like 2013, I think. So back then I was like in the video shops, I don't even know where I was working, but I was deep into my like obsession with Asian cinema, my obsession with hooking people up with Asian stuff and like obscure, just I don't know how to explain it, but like my shops were huge, and like I was always down in the back trying to sell these little movies that no one else was buying. Everybody else was buying fucking Marvel movies, and I just had this little corner of world cinema, and yeah, so I just started learning that these movies were way more daring. They were way more appealing to a mature audience, and they really didn't care about censorship, about rating it a lower rating so it'll appeal to a wider audience. So 2013, there's a movie called Killers, and Killers is directed by TIMO TJAHJANTO, who done The Shadow Strays, and also Kimo Istanbul, who are known as a duo as the Mo brothers, Timo and Kimo. So I have a goat called Kino as well. Anyway, yeah, they're known as the Timo brothers, or sorry, as it the Timo brothers? No, the Mo brothers. Jesus Christ, I just had a brain fart there. The Mo brothers. But anyway, this film from 2013 was called Killers, and it was a serial killer movie. And I remember seeing the first stills of this going, holy shit, this just looks extreme, and I cannot wait to get my hands on it. Killers is about a serial killer and a journalist. The journalist lives in Indonesia. The serial killer lives in Japan. I haven't seen this in years. But the serial killer is killing people and uploading his murders, his slaughterings to the internet, and he's got this like worldwide fan base. And so then in Indonesia, a group of robbers break into a journalist's house, and the journalist takes own action, and he ends up killing these two people that come into the house. And instead of phoning the cops, he uploads the two bodies onto the internet, and the serial killer sees this, and then the two of them are in a battle to try and get the most views, sadistic views, by killing people. So yes, that was way back in 2013, and TIMO TJAHJANTO along with Kimo Istanbul were already pushing the boundaries of censorship in cinema. So since then, let's try and forward it. Since then, these guys have not stopped. These guys have either been doing action movies or they have been doing horror movies. Every single release that they have done has been pretty extreme. It's always been made for a mature audience. And this brings me now to The Shadow Strays. And because I'm so obsessed with these directors and TIMO TJAHJANTO, like I've known about The Shadow Strays for a long time, pretty much very early pre-production. So it was one of those long, excruciating waits, but I knew that the wait would be absolutely worth it. So yeah, 17th of October, I was up 8 a.m. Well, I was up long before 8 a.m. and I was watching The Shadow Strays at 1 minute past 8. And within the first few minutes of the movie, I had to pause it and go, I'm right I'm fucking right again. This was just, I have a thing for snow and blood, and it just looks beautiful, cinematically, that is. And yeah, this opens up in this mountain house in Japan covered in snow, and this like lead clan member is going to get his like ritualistic abuse on with a prostitute. So yeah, there's an assassin, number 13, that's what she's called, hiding in the shadows. She kicks ass, heads get chopped off everywhere. You just know it's so good. The level of violence in the first 5 minutes of the Shadow Strays is just insane, and it doesn't let up. It's just they go in, all guns blazing, and all swords flying even, and it just doesn't let up. So after this Japanese hit on this clan, an innocent dies as well, and 13, a young assassin, absolute badass, she's expelled to Indonesia, to Jakarta, and she has to lay low and wait on instructions from her superior assassin bosses. But when she gets to Indonesia, she meets this little kid called Monji, and Monji is trying to look after his mother. You get the impression that he's been looking after his mother for a long time, and his mother's a drug addict, and we do find out that she's a drug addict because she is being drugged up by a certain crime syndicate. So that sets up our story for revenge. Monji and 13 meet, and something happens, and then she goes on an absolute rampage through Jakarta, taking out absolutely anybody. So yeah, this just exceeded every single expectation that I have. When you think of stuff like The Expendables, who are promising like the best action movies, that like because they've got all these action stars together, and it's going to be the best action film ever because they've got, it's not, them guys are fucking way more interested in getting loads of cash. You know, I remember, I've said this probably before on a video, I remember working in the movie store when Expendables came out, and I read an article, and I was legitimately really excited for the Expendables because yeah, it was this ensemble cast of these just the best action stars, and there was a quote in Empire magazine, and this is pretty much the actual quote, I'll never forget it. You can expect rivers of gore and necks snapping like breadsticks. And then they released Expendables, and you could take your fucking kid to see it in the cinema. Oh, absolutely disgusted me. So this is how you do an action movie. You know, this is how you do an action movie. I would say that The Shadow Strays is better than The Night Comes For Us. So if you haven't seen these movies, take note of these as well. The Night Comes For Us, it's also better than Headshot. And it's also, I think it's actually better than The Raid. And it's up there with The Raid 2. That's how good this fucking movie is. And you know, I posted a little video review the other day on I don't know what TikTok it was, and the lead actress, 13, said thank you. And I was like, oh, it was one of those moments. But yes, I cannot recommend this enough. This is extremely violent, so if extreme violence, graphic violence is not your thing, give it a miss. But fuck off phone. But if it is your thing, go put it on, sit back, turn up the sound, and enjoy it. It is 10 out of 10 for me, and I really hope that we get to see more, and I really hope that TIMO TJAHJANTO is back to do the sequel. TIMO is also working right now on his first ever English language debut, which is going to be Nobody 2 with Bob Odenkirk. Now, Nobody was an awesome action movie, really good. The guys who do the choreography and stuff in Nobody are brilliant. They're some of the best in the business, but they are nowhere near the level of the dudes from The Raid and these guys, Timo and Chemo, and like, they're absolutely not a chance. So if you thought Nobody was good, which it was, wait until you see Nobody 2, now that they have fucking TIMO TJAHJANTO behind the camera. It's I cannot wait for the world to see what this man is capable of, and it's brilliant that he's getting the chance. He was signed on to direct the English language remake of Train to Busan, which has been titled The Last Train to New York, but that's been shelved. As far as I know, it's in development hell, sitting, burning, and which is never really a good sign, but I still have a little bit of faith in this, and I hope to see it in the future. So anyway, back to The Shadow Strays. Go check it out on Netflix. It is on there, and yeah, go love it. And if you do like it, please rate it. So, because that helps the filmmakers, and it also helps Netflix. And if you don't like it, then do not hit the down button. Just say, I like it. Okay, guys, thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, subscribe for more. And yeah, thank you. Bye.